When a joke gave birth to Titan, Xerxes Desai's stubbornness and India's watch revolution. A few people were sitting in a foreign meeting room, and on the other side of the table stood an Indian officer with a big dream in his eyes. It wasn't just a matter of a watch, it was a matter of India's respect. It was said that India cannot make a world-class watch. Indians perhaps only know how to assemble, not how to build a brand. This statement sounded small, but it lit a fire inside Xerxes Desai. The fear was that if India could not prove itself in fields like luxury and precision, the Indian customer would always consider imported things as superior. The country's confidence would continue to weaken. The curiosity is how a man turned this insult into a business idea, and how that very stubbornness gave birth to Titan, which changed the time of India's watch industry itself. Today, Titan is not just the name of a wristwatch. It is the name of that trust where a customer goes with the expectation of quality while buying watches, jewelry, eyewear, perfume, bags and lifestyle products. But the story behind this shine was very rough. India of the 1980s was not an open market like today. License approval, foreign exchange and technology access stood as walls at every step. In that era, buying a good watch was not easy. There were limited Indian options in the market, imported watches were expensive, and many foreign watches came through smuggling routes. A watch was also a status symbol. The man who was dreaming of changing this market, his name was Xerxes Desai. He was not just a businessman but a rare corporate leader who understood design, culture, cities and human behavior. Xerxes Desai started his career with the Tata Administrative Service. Joining the Tata Group in 1961 after studying at Oxford was the turning point in his life that later prepared the foundation for Titan. He worked in Tata Chemicals, then contributed to the growth of Taj with Ajit Karkar in Indian hotels. The hotel business taught him that a product is not just a utility but an experience too. A guest does not just want a room in a hotel, they want a feeling. This very thinking was later seen in Titan watches, where a watch was no longer just a machine to tell time, but became an expression of personality. Xerxes Desai was also associated with the development of cities. In 𝐶IDKO, he worked on the planning of new urban spaces like Vashi. This strengthened his belief that India can build large and modern systems. Then he reached Tata Press, and from here an idea began to take shape, which later became one of the most inspirational stories of the Indian consumer market. The idea was an Indian world-class watch brand. This idea was placed before a visionary industrialist like JRD Tata. JRD Tata did not just look at profit, he believed in India's capability. He liked this dream, but the path was not easy. Entry into the watch industry meant precision engineering, design, supply chain, skilled manpower and customer trust. At that time, manufacturing quartz watch technology on a large scale in India was not an easy challenge. According to official history, the business idea of Titan watches was conceived in early 1980 and Titan Watches Limited was formed in June 1984. It was a joint venture between Tata Industries and Tamil Nadu Industrial Development Corporation. This partnership was important because it brought together both private industrial vision and state support. Hosur was chosen as the manufacturing base, which later became the center of Titan's production strength. In 1985, Titan's first core team was formed. This team was not just a group of employees but a band of people who had to create the language, technology and identity of a new Indian brand. In 1986, watch prototypes were prepared. Attention was given to every single design, dial, strap, movement and finishing. The goal was simple, to give the Indian customer a watch they could feel proud of. But building a brand is a bigger job than setting up a factory. A product does not make a place in the customer's heart just by being kept on a shelf. It needs a story, emotion and trust. In 1987, Titan's first print advertisement arrived. This advertising was not just a product listing, but an attempt to show the customer that a watch can also be beautiful, stylish and aspirational. It is said that people used to reach the stores holding newspaper cuttings. This meant that for the first time Titan gave the Indian middle class a new taste of choice and design. In 1988, the Hosur watch factory was inaugurated. In the presence of JRD Tata and Xerxes Desai, this was not just a factory opening, but a public declaration of Indian manufacturing confidence. At that time, old players like HMT were in the market, but Titan gave the game a different direction. HMT was a symbol of trust and simplicity, while Titan brought design, freshness and fashion together. Titan understood that a watch is not just a necessity for the elderly, it can also become the identity of young India. The office-going professional, the college student, the newly married couple, a different style was needed for everyone. This was the very thinking that turned Titan from an ordinary watch company into a consumer brand. It didn't ask the customer whether they needed time or not, it asked what their personality said. In 1990, the first company-owned store started in Mumbai. The store experience made the customer feel that an Indian brand can also create a premium retail environment. This was a big step in trust building. In 1992, the Raga collection gave a special identity to women consumers. Indian motifs and elegant design showed that a women's watch is not just a small men's watch, but a product with a different design language. During this same era, a joint venture with Timex also took place, which increased reach in the lower-priced segment. The partnership ended later, but the market had learned that segmentation is necessary in the watch business. In 1993, Titan entered Europe, then made its reach into markets like the Middle East and Asia Pacific. This was a signal that the Indian brand was not made to remain limited only to the domestic market. Then Xerxes Desai took another big risky step. He entered the jewelry market through Tanishq, even though at that time the jewelry trade largely ran on family jewelers and informal trust. In 1996, Tanishq's first boutique opened in Chennai. The beginning was not easy, because Indian families trusted tradition and their old jeweler for jewelry. The concept of branded jewelry was new. But the Titan Group applied the same formula here as well, which it had applied in watches. Design, transparency, store experience and trust. The customer was given not just gold but assurance too. In 1998, the Tanishq karat meter made a big difference in the industry. Gold purity began to be checked with this device, and many customers understood for the first time that trust can be strengthened with technology. From here, Tanishq started making its distinct place in the jewelry market. Titan had won the trust of design in watches. Tanishq started winning the trust of purity in jewelry. In 2002 came Titan Edge, which gained recognition as an ultra-slim watch. This product was not just a style statement, but proof of Indian engineering capability that precision is not just a Swiss monopoly. In 2003, Fastrack came forward as a youth brand with a distinct attitude. It told young consumers that a watch is not just a serious accessory, but can also be a cool and bold fashion choice. In 2007, through Titan Eye Plus, the company went into the prescription eyewear business. This move shows that Titan was viewing itself not merely as a watchmaker but as a lifestyle and consumer trust company. Gradually, Titan built a relationship with different customer groups through brands like Helios, Sonata, Xylys, Nebula, Skin, Mia, Zoya, Tanira, IRTH and CaratLane. In 2013, the name of Titan Industries was changed to Titan Company Limited. This was not just a name change but an acceptance that the company had now gone beyond watches to become a full lifestyle ecosystem. In 2016, Titan bought a majority stake in CaratLane. Digital jewelry shopping was growing rapidly at that time, and CaratLane attracted modern customers with an online plus offline model. In 2024, CaratLane became a wholly owned subsidiary of Titan. This meant that Titan wanted to capture the future jewelry customer with a digital, design-led and omni-channel experience. By 2026, Titan's scale had become even bigger. The company stated that it crossed an income of more than 75,000 crore rupees in 2026, which shows the strength of its consumer empire. In this same period, the company completed a 67% acquisition in Damas Jewelry. This move was special because it further strengthened Titan's international jewelry ambitions in the GCC region. Today, Titan's market value also shows the seriousness of its story. In June 2026, according to NSE data, its market cap was around 3.8 lakh rupees crore. But numbers do not tell the whole story. The real story is that an Indian brand removed the doubt from the customer's mind that quality is only found in foreign labels. Under Xerxes Desai's leadership, Titan followed an important principle. First make the product beautiful, then make the process strong, and then give the customer such an experience that they come back. His personality was also different. He was interested in books, music, architecture and urban planning. Perhaps because of this, not just engineering but aesthetics and emotion were also seen in Titan. The success of any brand is not built by machines alone. There is a culture behind it. Titan's culture stood on detail, dignity and design. This became the secret of its long life. Today, a web series named Made in India, a Titan story has brought this journey to the screen. This series dramatizes the ambition, struggle and belief of JRD Tata and Xerxes Desai. In this series, Nasiruddin Shah plays the role of JRD Tata, while 𝐮𝐸𝐽𝐝 plays the character of Xerxes Desai. The story is inspired by Vinay Kamath's book Titan, inside India's most successful consumer brand. This series does not just sell nostalgia, but reminds us of the era when India was struggling for its manufacturing identity. Building confidence back then was also like a national project. Today, when we talk about Make in India, startups and global Indian brands, stories like Titan show that this path was not made suddenly. Decades of hard work made it. The biggest lesson in Titan's story is that it is easy to turn an insult into a complaint, but turning an insult into an institution demands leadership. Xerxes Desai did exactly that. He proved that the Indian customer does not want a cheap substitute. They want quality, they want beauty, they want honesty, and they are ready to trust an Indian brand if the brand is trustworthy. It is also true that Titan's journey was not always smooth. Tanishq's start was slow, competition in the smartwatch market was stiff, and gold prices in jewelry created pressure time and again. But a strong company is one that does not depend on a single product. Titan built trust with watches, built scale with jewelry, increased reach with eyewear, and prepared the future with lifestyle brands. Xerxes Desai passed away from the world in 2016, but the idea he created is still alive today in every Titan showroom, every Tanishq store, and every customer memory. What was once said like a joke, that India cannot make a world-class watch, that very statement has today become the most powerful comeback story in Indian business history. On one side was the dominance of foreign watches, on the other side was the smuggling market, and in between stood an Indian dream. That dream said, the time can be ours too. Titan did not just give a watch to India. It gave choice to the middle class, gave the habit of design, gave the experience of branded trust, and gave the confidence that Indian quality can be global. Today, when a customer wears a Titan watch or buys Tanishq jewelry, they unknowingly become a part of that very stubbornness which started from a taunt. Xerxes Desai's story reminds us that a big brand is not made in a factory first, it is made in the mind first. When the vision is clear, machines, markets, and customers make the way. And in the end, the real story of Titan is not about a watch that tells time. It is the story of that India which said to the world, do not underestimate us, our time has started now.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible, but in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.